Okay, this video is probably gonna be kind of odd for me to talk about some of this, but I want to talk about it just because I'm sure there's some people out there that might be relate to this, and it's gonna be a fairly short video, or I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible. Yeah, we're just gonna talk about my experience with different kinds of therapy, meaning occupational and physical therapy, and why I eventually decided to stop doing them and going to the appointments and stuff like that. And it's kind of a dumb reason, and honestly, I kind of regret not keeping doing it, even though I had a decent reason why not to keep doing it. But we'll get into that towards the end of the video. But hopefully, you guys like this video, so let's get rolling. I can't really remember when I had started doing like physical and occupational therapy. I think like the youngest I can remember is like maybe like 6 or 7 years old, maybe 8 years old. I know I have memories of it when I was like 7, 8 years old. Because I remember one of my therapists, my physical therapist. I don't remember her name though. I think her name was like Diane or something like that. She got pregnant and she was on leave, so they had to get like a replacement until she was off of maternity leave, and I really didn't gel with the replacement person, but I just remember that's one of the things I can remember about physical therapy. And what physical therapy entailed was working with my leg muscles and like sitting up from like a laying down position and walking around with like a walker or a gait trainer. I'll explain what a gait trainer is. It's basically like a walker, but it's got some more bells and whistles to it, and it's like bigger. It's weird. I don't know why they make these things, but it didn't really do much for me, other than like keep my legs in proper position when walking. The gait trainer, especially when I got older, like in high school, that's when I used that. Um, and that's around the time where I stopped doing physical therapy and occupational therapy. I'd stopped, I think, at the beginning of my high schooling, but I can't honestly remember when I stopped doing occupational therapy. Occupational therapy is just working with my hands and like motor control with my hands and stuff. I was always pretty good with that because of playing video games and stuff like that. With my left hand, I use it pretty much every day, so it never got any worse or anything like that. It never got better, but it never got worse. So there was that. And then when my original occupational therapist like stopped doing therapy, I think it's because she wanted to spend more time with her kids, or like her husband was making enough money to where she really didn't have to work or something like that. She stopped for some reason. The funny thing was I had a crush on her when I was a kid, so when she said she got engaged, I insisted on meeting the dude she was marrying. And the funny thing was, he actually came to like one or two of my appointments. It was really funny. He was a really nice dude too. But it was always so funny because I would always tell her that I was gonna marry her and stuff like that when I was a kid. But when she said she was getting married, I was like legitimately mad about it. But then I understood, like, hey, that's what people do when they love someone a lot. So I was like, whatever. I got over it. But it was funny. Her fiance actually came to the appointment and met me. That just shows how much, one, she cared about her job, and two, he cared about her job, and he cared about the person she was working with. I don't know. That just stuck in my mind that he did that, and that she was okay with me meeting her fiance, and I am still friends with her today. We don't see each other in person as often as I'd like, but I do keep in contact with her on Facebook. So there's at least that. But eventually, I had a guy named, I believe his name is David, I think, and he was a big gamer like I was, and we were talking about retro stuff, and I was talking about my handle game collection and stuff back when it was still relatively small. But I did have the Zelda Game & Watch at the time, the dual screen Game & Watch. And he was like, no way, there's no way you actually have that. So the next week, I brought it with me and showed it to him. And we actually used it in like some of our exercises. So like he would have me pick it up off the ground with my left hand or with one of the little grabber things, which in hindsight probably wasn't a good idea because it probably left some scuff marks on the like outer casing, but I don't care. It's not like it's going anywhere. But that was just funny that he was like, that he thought that was like really cool that I had that. I believe my wife even went to a couple of my appointments back when we first started like hanging out. Of course, she wasn't my wife back then. She was a friend. She was a friend back then. I believe she even drove me to one of my occupational therapy appointments, I think. I'm pretty sure she did at one point. And that, I believe it was that appointment or the next one, where the guy was like, Kevin, do you want to keep doing this? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, this kind of therapy, do you think you need it? And I'm like, it's funny you say that because I was just talking to my dad about that. And we were thinking that occupational therapy really wasn't worth me doing because it's not like I'm getting any worse, but I'm not going to really, really improve any. And we were thinking about stopping, but we wanted to see what you thought. He's like, well, it's up to you if you want to continue or not. If you don't, I understand. And I'm like, well, I think at this point, I think I should just stop. So that was the last appointment we had with occupational. It wasn't too long after that when I just made the decision. I just sat my mom and dad down. I was like, look, I never did stretches at home like I should have and stuff like that. And I was like, look, with me being in high school and all the homework and workload and of school and stuff, I just don't think it's worth me doing therapy anymore. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, because I don't do the stuff I should at home. And even if I wanted to, that wouldn't leave me much time in the day to do like other things besides that. And plus, I was a teenager. I didn't feel like doing stretches and stuff like that. So my mom and dad were like, well, if that's what you want to do, then that's up to you. We're not going to make you do it. You're old enough to decide that stuff on your own. If that's what you want, we'll talk to them about it on the next appointment. And that's what we did. And they were understanding of it, but they were of the mindset that I probably shouldn't quit. But I was like, no, I think I really think I should. And so that's what I did. I quit physical therapy. And looking back on it, like, I kind of wish I would have kept doing it because my legs, the strength of my legs and how well I can stand with assistance. Like when my wife's helping me get dressed or something like that, or put me in the shower or whatever, it's really hard for me to stand now. Like my leg strength isn't where it was like 15, 16, 17 years ago. And yeah, I'm getting older. Like I'm almost 35 at this point. But still, I feel like if I would have done and still been doing those and actually doing the exercises, my leg strength would have been better or about the same as it always was. So I do kind of have regrets. And I will say this for anyone out there that does see this and is currently in physical or occupational therapy, do what you feel is right for you. But I will tell you this from experience. Physical therapy is more worth it, in my opinion, to keep at it, especially if it's for like leg strength and kind of mobility, I guess, depending on your severity of your disability. If you have cerebral palsy like I do, but if you feel like you're not, if you're just hitting a wall and not getting anywhere, then don't force yourself to do it. And that's what I felt like. I felt like I was just hitting a wall and not really getting anywhere with it. So I just didn't see the need to do it. And I even told my wife, I'm like, if I would have known we would have been together like a couple and gotten married and stuff like that, I probably would have kept doing therapy. And she's like, what do you mean? Why? And I'm like, well, that would have motivated me to want to like keep doing it, because I would have had motivation to do it, because like I would have been doing it for the future of like just for the future of helping my wife be more not as like limp and stuff when I stand, and be able to support myself more and things like that. And I was like, why didn't you tell me back then you had a thing for me? Because I would have freaking motivated me. Because I did use that as motivation when I was in school, when I would practice walking in school and stuff. That would motivate me, because I'd see her walking around, because she has a bad knee because of her knee surgeries that she's had on her one knee. And that would motivate me, like, well, if she's doing it, I'm going to do it. But then I was just like, well, a couple years down the road, we weren't ever like seriously, or like a couple months later. And I should have put two and two together, honestly, when she went to like one or two of my appointments. Like, I think my one friend did that once, but she went to a few of them. And that should have been an indicator to me that she cared about what I was doing. And I wish I would have stayed with it longer. Now, would it have made a difference? Would I have been like walking around and stuff like that? No. I don't think I would have been like walking around. Would I have better leg strength and be able to stand better and not feel like my knees are going to explode and my legs are going to just give out even after standing for like 1 to 2 minutes with assistance? That probably would have been better. I probably would have been able to stand longer than like 5 minutes without my legs being on fire. Like, literally, my legs feel like they're gonna explode every time I put like weight on them for like a good amount of time. And could I go back to it? Theoretically, yes, but like at this point in my life, why? I don't really want to. And plus, I mean, someone could honestly train my wife to do it. Honestly, if I really wanted to do it, I'm sure where she works, she comes in contact with like physical therapists and stuff like that. So I'm sure they could probably like give her some exercises to do if I really wanted to. Which honestly I probably should, because I have noticed my legs are getting slowly worse. And if I don't do more work with them, it's just gonna get to the point where I can't even put weight on them. And I don't want to get it to that point. So to end this video off on a positive note, like I said, you know your body best, and you know if you're hitting a wall with something. So if you're in any kind of therapy, physical, occupational, even like any kind of therapy, if you feel like you're hitting a wall and not getting anywhere, don't continue doing it, or go at it from a different way to make you want to be doing it and want to keep persevering at it. I just felt like I wasn't getting anywhere because I wasn't really doing enough to make myself better at it. And like I said this to my dad the other day. I said this to him. I was like, that's the one regret I have in life is that I didn't keep up with my physical therapy. He's like, well, Kevin, you wouldn't have been walking around or anything like that. I was like, no, I know that, but my legs wouldn't have been in as much pain as they are, and when I stand on them and stand on my feet and stuff like that, they wouldn't be it wouldn't be as rough for me. He's like, well, we weren't gonna make you do your exercises because we knew it would start an argument. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I wish you guys would have just pushed it more and made me do it. I wish my parents would have made me do it. But they knew how I was, and they knew I didn't want to do it. That's why they didn't like force me to do it. I kind of wish they would have, and I told my dad, I wish you guys would have just kicked me in the ass and made me do it, because it would have just been second nature to me at that point, and I would have just kept doing it and doing it, and it wouldn't have bothered me anymore. But yeah, that's just my little story for today. Like I said, not a super long video, but I don't know. I just wanted to talk about my time with physical and occupational therapy. And maybe someone can relate to the stories of physical and occupational therapy. I do have one video that I have of me being videotaped at a physical therapy session. So if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. I'll be more than willing to upload it. Although YouTube might be weird about it, so I might just have to demonetize that video just because I do wind up going shirtless because I think it was pretty warm in there. They just wanted to see like the full range of motion, and I was starting to sweat and stuff. So I you do get to see me shirtless, but I'm like 8 or 9, maybe 10 years old in that video. I can't remember. But if you guys want to see the video, I am more than willing to share that with you guys. Just let me know in the comments. Anyway, that'll do it for me. And yeah, I guess I'm rolling out. Peace. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, click the bell button for all notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos, go live, post on the community page, all that good stuff. Shout outs to all my Patreon supporters: Matt Y99, Reaper7734, Titled Cal, AJ Gadawa, Oliver Frederick, Zual Atfi, It's Me, Charlize, Joe, William Swift, Jeff 17, Charlie McKeon, Reverse Security, Zoo Hall, Preliab, Just Drew, Ari Munson, HHG Fan, George McConnell, Elliot Scott, Benjamin Tellen, Magdalene Massaro, Vic Gomez, Freddie Ladd, Lee Fernay, and TJ Johnson. And I almost forgot about my newest one, Simon Lim Rossman. If I pronounced it wrong, I apologize, but thank you all for supporting me. It really does help out the channel a lot. Thank you to everyone whose name was scrolling across the screen for this screen. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to also follow me on Facebook and X as well if you want updates on what I'm doing, what I'm working on. If you want updates on when I upload videos, X is the best place to go for that because I always tweet out when I do new videos. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I am rolling out.